Last time we talked to you from afar in Atlanta, so it's really lovely to have you here. How are you?
I'm really well. We were just talking about the heat wave. It's a little warm, right?
It is a little
beautiful here.
Is that impacting, though, people about where they want to go in terms of travel?
You know, I think it is. I mean, obviously people love to travel, especially during the summer. It's a really booming summer travel season. So we are seeing, especially in luxury, it's very resilient no matter the market. So we're seeing a really strong summer travel season.
Remind everybody the way that the Forbes Forbes Travel Guide standards and ratings work, because we talked about this last time a little bit, but that was back in February. Not everybody who's tuning in right now.
It's my dream job, I think, to be
Mine too.
Right?
It's really cool.
Yes. So, it's a really interesting process and probably a lot more detailed than a lot of people imagine. I think on the surface, it sounds great that you travel the world and you stay in fabulous hotels, but the work itself to curate the list that we publish every February with all the Star Award winners and restaurants and spas and ships, it's a lot of work. And, we compose our own standards in collaboration with some industry experts, and we use that criteria to evaluate the properties day in, day out. The inspector's job is actually really hard. After a meal, they're not going back and going to sleep. They're going back to their room and remembering their experience and how that service made them feel, and typing that up and sending it in to us. And they're not the ones actually that even decide the rating. We have an algorithm.
Amanda, is it one person, though, who determines or assesses a hotel or some kind of experience in the luxury space? Is it just one person, or do you do multiple visits?
So it's not one person in and of the visit, in that visit itself, that decides the outcome. So the outcome goes into our system, and it's the algorithm. And we place a heavy percentage of our algorithm onto service. So 70% of the overall experience that evaluator has is based on how those individual staff created an emotional connection.
Yeah, it's so hard, though, because it just shows that these places have to be so standardized when it comes to the experience, because you can have a great experience with one staff member, but have a terrible experience with somebody else.
Well, you bring up a really interesting point. I think the key to success, especially at that real high level of service, is really about consistency. Yeah. And we're looking for that all the time. And we don't mean homogenizing and making it cookie cutter. We mean being consistent so the guest feels confident.
So where should everybody be going right now?
Well, I think at the end of the day, if you can travel and you have found the time, because our lives are increasingly busy, go anywhere. If you're going to go afar, there's some beautiful resorts as far as the Maldives that are really, doing a great job with the family travel trend and really leaning into the well-being and longevity. Or you can do that. You can find that much closer to home, Miami or Florida.
Where are people, though, going? Are they looking to go? I'm thinking about, let's just talk about folks from the U.S. I don't know how much you guys, in terms of breaking it down geography, are they leaving and they want to go overseas? Was it last year that was everybody going to Italy?
Italy's still a real hot spot. Italy, Europe in general. Greece is huge. Croatia is really popular.
Everybody's going to Croatia.
Montenegro is coming up. So some of these more far-flung destinations that maybe weren't top of your mind maybe a few years ago.
What about Japan?
Japan is amazing, and actually they've got some fantastic new hotels, and I think that is always an amazing destination to visit culturally as well.
You mentioned longevity, and we've been doing this for quite a while, and our Bloomberg Pursuits team does a great job of giving us information about places to go every single year and countries that are sort of off the beaten path and areas and resorts that are off the beaten path. But one thing that seems to change is what travelers at this end of the spectrum are looking for in terms of amenities. You mentioned longevity as one of those things. What else are you noticing pop up?
Yes, longevity and well-being is huge. That's a market that we're watching carefully because it's just taking off. The numbers are incredible. But genuinely, at the end of the day, what people are looking for is that emotional connection. So they're moving from caring as much about things and more thinking about the thoughtfulness that service is really making them feel connected to the brand or the hotel.
Service, food, and cleanliness. You know what I mean? Not necessarily in that order, but those are things that kind of really make for, I think, a good experience, at least on my end. What are the...
You know what I really like?
Going on vacation.
Yes, going on vacation. But we actually, so we went...
What?
We stayed at a resort last year in Sedona.
You talked about this
We had
a
great experience. And one of the things that I really liked was that the service was amazing, but there was a resort fee included, and they were specifically said there is no tipping. The tipping is completely taken care of. And this was really important because
of the resort fee?
Because of the resort fee. It's taken care of every day. And it really felt good because you couldn't park your car anywhere yourself. There was like a really complicated parking situation, so they had to use valets. And it's like, I hate going somewhere where you have to have a valet, right?
Yeah, I mean, anytime a property can take away friction from what the guest has to think, the less you make the guest think, the easier the experience is. And that's really what it is at the end of the day as well.
So what's the biggest booking mistakes that families make?
I think for us, I mean, honestly, really think about the destination first, because travel is such an emotional experience that you want to have, because you're trying to create a really hopefully happy memory with whoever you're traveling with. Think about how you want to feel from the end of your trip. What are you looking for the family or the people that are traveling with you? And then look at the hotel. And always look at a trusted system or a trusted travel advisor to really make sure that you're making yourself feel that you made a really smart investment in your trip.
I will say, when like our daughter was younger, I mean, we always thought about when traveling with her, like she still loved to swim. Like we had to make sure that there was a pool. Like there are things that we just knew that was our guiding principle, and then we figured out the rest around it.
If the kids are happy, then it makes the whole trip.
So if there's one place we should go, we just got about 30, 40 seconds.
If you're going to go really far, you were talking about kind of, long distance travel.
You had me peaked with the Maldives, but go ahead.
Yeah, there's a beautiful property in the Maldives that actually we just wrote about, Jawali Being. Not only is it really forward with its efforts around longevity and well-being, but they do this amazing family program. So if you're wanting to do something, with your kids that's an activity, they've got such interesting programming, and it's a really amazing destination, of course.
Daughter's 23. I don't care, but no. Can I go there as well with my husband, and that'll be fun?
Definitely, always.
I'm not kidding. I love you, Aggie. I love you.